Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Well, hello. Welcome to another day on the farm, my retired life. This morning I was already at it, and that probably, I don't know if you can show it, but I had to chop down big old serious pieces of bamboo that had kind of fallen. Several of those pieces are actually already cut right here, but they're bound up into the lot. You know, if I had a bucket lift and I severed like this, you know, I could probably do something like that. But as it was, I was using my wife's little handheld chainsaws, and I had, I think, 6 batteries. I went through them all, so that's enough. And those things, man, I don't know if you ever cut bamboo, but it can be pretty dangerous. Because it's, you know, it's especially the big ones, they're bending over in the wind, they're bound up, and what you're doing when you cut it is you're releasing that pressure, and it can be explosive. See a snakehead fish in my pond right there. We don't like them. I don't know if you can see him. You see him swimming right there? He swam under. Oh, there he is. Yeah, we don't like him. But yeah, man, so it goes when you cut it free. And if you're, and it can actually, it doesn't just, you know, like pop away from you. It can like pop and then swoon back at you. So I'm always up there. When I'm up there, I'm like dodging what's going on. My I had to wait on my water tank progress, because the filter tank I need, you know, the fiber tank, and that needed to be ordered, because they put all the, you know, the manganese and all the other stuff in there. They get it all situated according to your specs, according to your water. So they know that the water is like, you know, what they call nam-dang or whatever, or it's got the iron in it and stuff. So that'll be a different set of chemicals, basically. Not chemicals, but, you know, rocks, the charcoal, different level of charcoal, different level of, well, actually they're going to add manganese into there. So yeah, I'll have to wait, but only a couple days. They have some other guy come in and he's gonna do it, and I think they're actually gonna come out here, so I'm gonna let him hook it up. I think it's included in the price anyway. I tried to just get the thing, so give it to me, I'll do it. But they're like, let us do it. I'm like, alright, fuck it. So, but oh yeah, one of the things I was gonna show you was, remember in a previous video I just showed you where I had my bag of clay that I've been making sitting right there, kind of flattening out after trying to dry out now for I don't know how long. It was really wet, so I didn't know what to do. I took it out here because it was in the way over there, and I set it down on my cement patio here, but I think it's ready now. I had it sitting here, and then I took it off because I felt it kind of getting harder. But oh my God! And seeing how that I just beat myself up with the bamboo, man, brutal. I figured, you know, maybe I should. I think the clay is good today. Maybe I should do some clay. I'll continue my backyard ceramic task. And on that note, I don't even know if I mentioned it before, but I tried making a cup before. I got bamboo dust in my eyes still. I didn't take a shower, I just washed my whole head off stuff. But I had headgear and my glasses and my gloves and all that stuff on. But bamboo is like, it's like, you know, it's got those tiny little fibers, man. And up in there, it's also got a million tiny little bugs that eat it. So you need to cover yourself good. I have my boots on and everything. Try and cover yourself from head to toe. Probably better to have goggles. I actually didn't have goggles, I just had my glasses. But anyway, yeah, so I tried to make a cup before with some different clay that I had over here. And I really didn't wait as long as I should have. You know, once you make something out of clay, if you're pinch pot or whatever, you want to let it dry thoroughly. If it's all rainy and humid, you're gonna have to let it sit longer. So I'll make something today and I'll probably let it set for another 3 or 4 or 5 days out here actually, until it gets good and hard and dry. And some stuff you can actually leave it like that and use it like that, planters or whatever, this and that. But I'm gonna let it get super dry like that, then I'm gonna, you know, fire it. But I'll show you the video I'll show you a video clip. I made video, but I didn't want to post the whole video because it was kind of long and it was yeah. And so anyway, I'll show you that video clip of trying to make that cup the last time. See how it goes. Well, enjoy the video. So I just got finished. I'm going to set it down in the sun, and I will let it dry as much as it dries. This the other clay. That's still not dry, so I can't be working with that. Maybe tomorrow. But now let's build a fire. I need me some fire. Well, we have ashes to ashes, and I have just placed my cup right in the middle of the pile. All right, let's wait and back at you. All right, well, all showered, clean, ready for the big reveal. See if what in the hell somebody decided to make a barbecue out of my ceramic burn, and what, oh man, clearly Houston, we have a problem. Now, I'm not saying nothing, but my wife got some explaining to do when she gets back from the market. Hey, like that. Well, try and try again, I always say. So. And that's what I usually do, is I just keep trying until I succeed. Very rarely fail that way, you know, if you keep trying. I mean, you might fail each time, but if you keep trying, ultimately you'll probably succeed. Anyway, let's take a look at this clay. Camera right there. So yeah, I had it in this cheesecloth, and yeah, look at that. That, I don't think you can see it probably better in the sun. That looks like clay. Hey, wait a minute. There's my fist. Anyway, so yeah, I think this clay is, you know, it still feels a little wet, but it's wet enough that I can actually, you know, I mean, it's dry enough that I can actually probably start doing stuff with it. Yeah, could be a little drier, but I think it's gonna be all right. I'll just have to let it, you know, I'll just have to let it dry out when I make it. if it's too wet when you make something, then when it's drying it might pull apart itself because it's, you know, because it gets smaller, I think so. But let's see what we can do, huh? We're gonna make some pottery. What I thought I would do actually is I'm gonna try and make a pot that is just a little piece of pottery that mirrors a piece that I saw at the Camping Pit National Museum, because, you know, in this area, and certainly from the super tide period stuff, they excavated quite a bit of different pottery artifacts and everything, and there was this one that looked pretty cool, so I thought, hey man, I'm gonna make one that looks like that. So we'll see what it looks like, see if you recognize it. You probably ain't gonna recognize it because, you know, there's probably only one of them, and it's in that museum over there. So, but it is, the one that's in the museum is dated from, the period is from 01 AD through 500 AD. But there were like 9 artifacts, and the pot I'm thinking, were actually from the 01 period that they made. And then there's other artifacts in there, and they number them, and then, like, you know, 10 through 15 or whatever might be from the 2 to 300 AD, and then but it's pretty cool, man. If you ever come to the Camping Pit, you should go to the National Museum. It's pretty cool, and don't just look at stuff. You know, most everything has a story in English with it too, other than in Thai, of course. And if you read it, then you start to look at the artifacts and identify, I think, more closely with what they are, or what they were being used for, and how they were made, and who made them, and things like that. All right, let's make some pottery. Well, it's the end of another relaxing day here by the pond, where I have been playing with clay all day, and it was very relaxing. I'm relaxed. So clay is good for you. I did put a lot of work into making the clay. Had to dig it up and, you know, blend it up and sift it. Continue to pour the water out and find good places for it to dry out to where I could get it to where it appears to be clay, and make my stuff. So I hope it all turns out. I don't know. I think I don't. Obviously, it's the first time, other than that cup episode, that I'm you know, I'm trying to get the hang of making clay or doing clay. I like working with clay, but I've never anything I've probably ever made with clay. I never really made what everybody else makes or whatever. You know, can't do the plates, and coffee cups, and stuff like that. I thought I could do coffee cups, but nah, I don't think so. Maybe after a while, but. You know, I remember, I don't know if I told this story, but when I did have ceramics in high school, or elementary school probably, I can't remember which, but, you know, we had to do a project, and my project was, I think I made a chair, you know, like a chair. 4 legs, and a seat in the back. And the teacher come around and looked at it, and he's like, you know, for lack of better banter, he said, "What the fuck is that, Craig?" I was like, "It's a chair." He said, "Oh, no, that's an F right there. Do something else." I'm like, "What the?" And he only had that class period to do it. So I was like, shit. So I had made the legs, I had made, like, you know, I took a piece of clay and folded it in 4, like, so it was like a box leg. So I had these 4 boxes. So I took this, I made a bigger box, and then I put 3 legs on the bottom of the box, and I put 1 leg on top of the box, just for kicks. And then I made a toilet seat on top of that box, and under the toilet, and then out of the toilet seat, I had 2 hands, like somebody was climbing out of the toilet seat, or the toilet, as if that thing was a toilet. And then the guy came around when I was finishing up with the hands or something. He came around, he's like, "Now that's what I'm talking about." And this was, you know, in the 70s, so that guy was probably high anyway. But I was like, "You're kidding me." And he's like, "No, that's an A right there." So I got an A on that project. But, you know, it was that abstract kind of thinking. That's kind of like what I did with some of this stuff. I mean, this masterpiece right here from that replica of a 01 AD Thai pumping pit earthenware. It was just not really, I don't think, even the piece in the museum, I don't think there was a purpose for it other than just to kind of look cool. These little wings kind of, I think, represented the like a lotus or something like that, and the four parts of, you know, like in most temples, or not temples, most chetties, they'll have these 4 positions of Buddha, that, like the walking Buddha, and the reclining Buddha, and standing Buddha, and then sitting Buddha. And they're set in there, you know. But I think that had something to do with that when they were making that. But anyway, so I also made some beads here, smaller ones, big ones, square ones, round ones. I did make, I'm going to try this. This is wind chimes with rope design on them. Then there's this guy. I'm going to call this the, what's that? It's got 3 legs, kind of like I did what I just talked about with my other project. I'm going to call that the monster bowl. We'll let you figure out maybe what it could be purposed for. But for now, I'm going to let that stuff set for probably, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 days, maybe a week. Maybe I'll get busy and I'll forget about it. The longer is probably the better. I think I mentioned that I didn't let that other coffee cup job set long enough. I just tried to hurry or whatever, and it didn't work. You know, and it was probably because it wasn't dry. That's probably what it was. And so speaking of that stuff, this clay right here is a little Barney soap dish right here, man. It's leftover clay from that other clay thing, but it's you know, is very hard, and it's hard just from sitting here. So when I cook this other stuff, I'm gonna throw that in there just for kicks. See if it cooks up real nice. But some of the clay, like that's super hard. I mean, I just banged it on the table. It didn't break or anything. You know, there is ceramics that you don't have to fire. You just make shit, man. You know, you're looking for something to do. You're a stranger in a strange land. I was watching, you know, reading a bunch of Facebook posts on a topic. I forget what the guy said. He said something about he spent 14 years or 17 years in Pattaya, and then he's now living for a year in the village. Built a house out in the village with the wife and all that, and well, he's having a hard time trying to figure out how not to go crazy. So of course, you know, the comments lit up from a whole bunch of people that had their own ideas and also their own stories about, well, I've been there, I've been out for 2 years now, or I moved out of, you know, Phuket 10 years ago and never even thought about it, and all this other stuff. But it was rather interesting to see all of the comments for solutions for this guy that were posed. And most people said, you know, so you just got to get out and, you know, walk around and go volunteer and all this. Man, guys, oh, go fishing and all that stuff. And guys, all fishing because I need people, man. But you know, I didn't have the heart to tell him, dude, do some art. It's funny, but I think you'll figure it out. You'll either figure it out or you'll get out. All right, you guys. Well, hope you found that entertaining, and thanks for watching. And keep watching for more artwork here on the Thai Farm.